I'm your Disney World wingman, and these are the unspoken rules of Disney World that I break every time. Number one, you have to watch the fireworks. This is a rule I break simply for the fact that I've seen the fireworks, and some days aren't a fireworks day. Some days are a go to bed early so I can wake up early tomorrow because something even more magical that I haven't done yet is planned. This is something you'll have to decide with yourself and your travel party or with your family, because this is a touchy subject for a lot of people. And there are a lot of people that will tell you you absolutely can't come to Disney World without seeing at least the Magic Kingdom fireworks happily ever after. But for some people, your happily ever after might mean being in bed before the fireworks even start so you can get up early tomorrow. And I think you should reach out and take it, your happily ever after. Reach out and take your happily ever after. That's a lyric. In which case you should reach out and find your happily ever after, because that could mean sleeping, and that's important. Now, there's another tip later on about taking a nap in the middle of the day. You could take a break and come back and feel amazing and really prioritize happily ever after, because that's something that's important to you and your family. I also think in that event, you should definitely not miss Disney Starlight, the new nighttime parade that debuted in 2025. These are amazing nighttime spectaculars, great offerings that you shouldn't miss unless you're so exhausted, or somebody in your family is, that watching these would actually be more like punishment. And that definitely happens. So if you've never seen happily ever after, sure, prioritize it at least one time during your vacation. But the answer for me and my family, it's we don't have to see it every trip. We did not see the fireworks show for years, and I really only started going regularly when I started with this job, not because I don't love fireworks, but because we prioritized other things first. There were new things to experience that we wanted to get to, and we did every time. So if your happily ever after is going to the resort early and getting into bed so you can be ready bright and early the next morning to start your next magical day, then I think you should reach out and grab it. Number two, you have to ride the new thing. Listen, we all love new things. I love new rides maybe more than anyone, at least as much as anyone else. I get so excited I count down the days until I get to ride them for the first time. I'm standing in front of Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin. It's under a pretty major refurbishment. I mean, most elements of this ride are changing. It's pretty much going to be a brand new ride, and when it reopens, the demand for it is going to be very high, just like any brand new ride or attraction. And that's gonna make some people really need to go ride this ride, and it's gonna make other people tell other people in their friends or family groups that they have to ride this ride, and that's not necessarily true. Not everyone needs to ride everything that is brand new, because not everyone needs to ride every ride. This kind of peer pressure to have experiences a lot of times comes from people who aren't taking a trip to Walt Disney World, living vicariously through you and putting pressure on you to have the experience for them. Or it's people in your very own family or travel party wanting you to have that experience with them. They love you. They want to have this experience and share this really exciting moment for them with them. But maybe it's against what's best for you. Maybe you don't need to wait in a very long line. Maybe you don't need to battle it out for individual Lightning Lane or Lightning Lane reservations for this. Maybe you don't actually enjoy this type of ride. This is a game. It's a shooter game. Do I think my mom needs to ride it? No. We've got a ton of new rides opening in the next couple of years. We don't know what these experiences are going to be like. Will they bring back a virtual queue for anything? Probably not, because that was free, and they definitely seem to like charging for access to rides now, but you never know, and these are all things to factor in. Is the stress worth it? Is waking up early or several days or weeks in advance to have this experience? And if you are a person that these rides are important to, then you've got to plan ahead, and you need to plan ahead not only for yourself and how you're getting on the ride, you need to plan ahead with your family and friends so that if people don't want to do this, you're giving them alternate options. There are so many different things to do while someone is riding a thrill ride or a very high demand ride that not everyone wants to get involved in the stress of. stuck. What would I put my mom on while I'm braving the crowds at the reopened Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin? Right here behind me, the People Mover. It's really important for you to give grandma and the kids something specific to do while you are riding a thrill ride that they can't enjoy or don't want to. There are so many options right here in Magic Kingdom, but in every park for people to do that don't want to get involved in the newest, wildest ride. People Mover is definitely one of them, and look, all I have to do is rotate this way and point out Carousel of Progress. It's a 20-minute show. It eats up a lot of time. All they have to do is sit down and watch a show, and it's a good show at that. That is being refurbished, and pretty soon they'll add Walt Disney into one of the scenes, and that's going to be new and exciting also, and the demand for this might go through the roof, and that might be disqualified from your list of things that are easy going for grandma and the kids. But Country Bears, you've got the Enchanted Tiki Room. There are so many options in Disney World for people who don't feel the need to do the new thing. And you know what? That's okay. Let them, in fact, support them and point them out. Number 3, you paid for Park Hopper, you have to hop. I understand you're planning ahead and you are anticipating the magical vacation you're about to take in Walt Disney World, and you can't imagine being without a Park Hopper for every single day of your trip. And the fact is that depending on how many days you're here, Park Hopper gets less expensive because it's a flat fee that's added to your block of tickets, whether you're staying for 2 days or 10 days, which is the longest period of time that Disney sells a single ticket for. There's a slightly smaller price for doing just a single day ticket with Park Hopper added onto it, but not by much. So it really incentivizes spending more days in the parks if you are adding on that Park Hopper. That can help you decide if it's worth skipping a day of using the Park Hopper even though you've paid for it. But this is what I say. If you and your family are in Magic Kingdom and you're having an awesome day, but you haven't gotten everything done, but you feel a good rhythm, you're in the groove, and you have dining reservations in another park or something else that was drawing your attention over to another park, and you're just not feeling it in the moment, cancel that reservation. Spend the day in Magic Kingdom, do your thing, continue with that rhythm, and let yourselves follow the natural flow, because forcing yourself into something pre-planned is not always the best way to go, even if you've already paid for it. Some of the most magical days that you'll have in a Walt Disney World vacation are days that you just followed your hearts and went with what kind of opened up to you in the moment. You might see that dining is opened up at a restaurant that you really wanted to eat at in Magic Kingdom that wasn't available when you were booking reservations ahead of time. And you say to yourself, well, I wish we could have done this, but now we're going to Hollywood Studios to eat. And the fact of the matter is, there's nothing telling you you don't have to do that. Disney changes reservations constantly for people. This is as normal as eating in Disney World, changing your plans last minute here. So please feel confident in doing that if that's something you want. And if the cost of the Park Hopper is nominal because you've been here for a few days, then please, by all means, skip it. It's worth it to stay in the zone, stay in the flow, and not spend the time on transportation, but spend the time in the park having experiences with your friends and family. Number 4, you have to leave the park when it closes. Speaking of that video that Quincy Sage and I made where we started at the very front of the castle and we took a huge amount of time to get through the crowd to get to the transportation at the front of the park, well, you can watch that video right here because it's very informative. But I also want to say the big takeaway from me was the fact that I should have just sat down and waited for that crowd to leave. There's no reason to get in that crowd in the first place because Disney isn't kicking you out yet. It's not like the fireworks end and there's some sort of like iron wall that comes down and locks you in if you haven't escaped already or left. So this is my major recommendation. Sit down, find some place to sit, wait for everyone else to wait in that line like cattle. Don't feel the need to get into that crowd and disassociate like I had to do. You can take your time. You have some breathing room. The only thing that's negative about it is the fact that you'll probably get back to your resort a little bit later, but maybe not that much later, honestly, because by the time you head outside, the transportation will have freed up a lot, and you'll be able to hop on and get back to the resort a lot more quickly than people who got into that herd immediately and waited in those huge lines for the transportation. If you can get yourself a seat right here, now this is in front of the Plaza restaurant over just to the side of Plaza Ice Cream Parlor, just as you are about to walk down Main Street proper after leaving the hub. And this is an area, there's a lot of seating here. It's possible a lot of people will know this trick and try this, but that hasn't been my experience. So really, truly, make your way over to this section and sit there and wait it out. The other option is once it starts to clear out a little bit, because you'll see in the video the night that we were leaving, they were directing a lot of people through the Emporium to exit, and that makes it not a pleasant place to be after the fireworks. But if you can hang out a little bit and wait till that clears out a little bit, you can go into Emporium and do some last minute late night shopping just before the park closes. And guess what? You're not breaking any rules because they want you to shop and they want you to spend money. So you should feel confident and free to go in there and do it. There is nothing stopping you from waiting out the crowd. The only thing stopping you is this false sense of urgency that you have inside of yourself. And if we can let that go, and I know how hard that is because I love to follow directions I believe to exist as well. If we can fight that a little bit, you can wait it out and exit in a much more civilized manner. Number 5, we paid, we stay. You're absolutely right. We did pay to be here, and we paid a lot to be here, and time is money. Every second counts when you've spent as much as you have for a Walt Disney World vacation. But sometimes that time is better spent doing other things like resting, sleeping, and eating, so that the rest of the time that you've also paid for in Walt Disney World is used wisely. If you're pushing yourself park open to park close, you're probably not getting the most out of the time that you are spending here. And the time that you're spending is not high quality, it's probably pretty cheap, honestly, a lot cheaper than what you paid. Please do not feel the pressure, or you'll feel the pressure, but don't give in to it to spend your entire day in the parks if you don't have the energy for it, or if anyone in your group doesn't have the energy for it, because all it takes is for one kid to have a nervous breakdown because they're exhausted, and everybody suffers. And you know that that's true because it's happened to all of us. You come here with a big group and there are little kids and somebody needs a nap, or they need to eat a specific kind of food in a specific kind of environment, which is something I very much understand. And next thing you know, everybody has to suffer because that person didn't get what they need. And it's not about getting what you want. This is truly about getting what you need to survive Walt Disney World. I have a very close friend who has lupus. She came and visited me, and I tried to take her on, a normal Walt Disney World vacation while she was visiting me, and she literally looked at me and said, "How do people do this? How do they expect people to do this? It's unreasonable." And I said, "I know it is, but people literally train for this and they push themselves, and it's a competition, and everybody is into how hard it is and treats it like a sport." And I said, it doesn't have to be that, but it has turned into that. And, she taught me a lot about taking breaks and when we need to eat, and where to eat and what foods to eat to keep you going throughout the day, because we're also expected to eat these gigantic, all you care to enjoy skillet dinners and lunches, and then get back out in the Florida heat, walk another 5 miles after you've already walked 6, and keep going. And that's not going to be reality for everybody. And that shouldn't feel like a defeat, and it should be built into your schedule ahead of time. Let yourself take breaks. One of the best things I've ever done for myself, one of the best feeling things I've ever done, is return back to my resort and take a nap in my hotel bed, and return in the evening to Walt Disney World, to one of the parks, to then truly be able to take everything in. That's when you watch the fireworks. That's when you go to a nighttime spectacular anywhere in Disney World. Go see Fantasmic, go see Luminous. There's so many incredible shows to see here at night, but most of us push so hard during the day and keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and suddenly caffeine stops working, and next thing you know, we're physically and mentally sick, and that is not the look after you've paid as much money as you have to come to Walt Disney World. Number 6, the app is everything. I actually did a whole series about going to Walt Disney World without a cell phone, and you can watch the Magic Kingdom video right here. It was the first one, and I learned a lot from it, and mostly what I learned is that you definitely don't need a phone to go to Walt Disney World. You will wait in more lines, but you don't need to use your phone if you don't want to. The My Disney Experience app holds so many tools that it's tough to think about coming here and not using it. But the fact of the matter is, it is possible, and it was better for my mental health to just get in line. Get in line for ordering food. You can't use mobile order unless you have a phone. You can't book those Lightning Lane reservations, so you've got to just get in line and go stand by for that ride that you want to experience. We even saw back when they were using virtual queues that you are able to go to guest relations and book a virtual queue reservation not using your phone. And that was a really cool revelation. We haven't seen a virtual queue used in kind of a long time in Disney World. I don't know if those will ever come back, but you were able to do that, which was something amazing to learn. I see so many people complain in comments, especially videos about Lightning Lane, that they wish they didn't have to look down at their phone all day, or they're absolutely against having to look down at their phone, or, oh, I wish it was the old days and we could just look around and have experiences and go from thing to thing. The fact of the matter is you still can. This rule is wrong. It's fake. You don't have to use the app. You can still come to Disney World and have an amazing time. You're just going to be waiting in lines, but I don't even use MultiPass that much. I don't book Lightning Lane reservations all that often. I just come and I get in line for a ride that I want to ride, and I ride it, and it's awesome. And sometimes I want to pay cash. I don't want to use my Apple Pay, and so I get in line to order food and I pay cash for it, and it doesn't take that much longer. I'll also get in line for food when there aren't any mobile order return times offered anytime in the next hour. And yes, I've shown a tip where you can actually modify and sometimes get earlier return times. Like, that's not necessarily set in stone, but if you've modified and it's still not budging, go get in line. I've gotten in line when the return was an hour later and waited maybe 10-15 minutes in line and probably another 5 to 10 minutes for my food. Not the end of the world. I got my food faster because I waited in line rather than waiting for that return time to come up. When all is accounted for, everything is said and done, the time that you're spending looking at your phone, the fact that you're saving a ton of time by not waiting in line is kind of an illusion. You're waiting in line because you're not interacting with your family. You're trapped in this box that is your cell phone, and it's like an episode of Black Mirror. You're in your happy place. You're in Walt Disney World, and you're staring at your phone the entire time. I do it too. I'm not criticizing you. I'm relating to you, and I'm telling you there are other options. The other option is waiting in line. But at least you can talk to your family when you wait in line. You can do other things other than looking at your phone, because waiting in line is the action that you're taking to get on that ride and nothing else. You're already there, and all you have to do is exist and look around and take it all in and enjoy Walt Disney World. Number 7, we can't split up. A lot of groups think they have to stick together, and that's a really bad idea, especially those really big groups that you see everybody's wearing matching t-shirts, so you know they're sticking together, like they've made the commitment. They're really concerned about getting separated. But I'd say go the opposite route and everybody have a conversation ahead of time about what they want to accomplish, and maybe set up subgroups of people with similar interests, of similar ages. Get all the parents, the caretakers together with the little kids, and take your own magical journey through all the kids rides and shows. And anybody who's a thrill seeker, you go on all the rides. I say, well, if you're a thrill seeker, you can go off and have a group about thrill seeking and go on and ride those thrill rides. Oh, those kitties, what do you got those kitties? Well, anyway, you know what I'm saying. Let people do their thing, okay? don't hold everyone hostage in a situation where, let's say everyone says, okay, now so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so are all gonna ride Space Mountain, and the rest of us are gonna camp out here and wait for them. Now, this is doing a disservice to all of the people waiting. It also makes the people riding the ride feel guilty. I would feel guilty. I hope it makes you feel guilty. I don't want people waiting for me to have any kind of experience while they're doing nothing but sitting on the hot ground in the Florida heat. I want people to go and have fun and do their own thing. If people want to do dining, they want to do a whole day of 3 table service restaurants, go and do that. Let them have their breakfast, lunch, and dinner in a table service restaurant. If people want to see shows, oh, we've got our theater enthusiasts. If you're in Hollywood studios, that could take a whole day on its own. Let them go and do that. While meanwhile, you know, the teens and young adults can go ride Rise of the Resistance and that Tower of Terror, the spooky ride with drops. It is too hard to coordinate around a huge group of people. There's no way everyone is going to get what they want or need. Everyone is going to end up sacrificing communally, and that leads to hard feelings and to not getting your money's worth. Plan anchor experiences, plan dinners, plan shows, plan rides that everybody wants to ride that you can do all together, and make those the anchor of your day. And everything else, well, it's up to that group. What they want to do, not what one person who planned for everyone decided you should do. Number 8, you have to rope drop. There's a time and a place for rope drop, but the importance of rope drop has really diminished over the years, especially with the way that they're now doing early morning entry and the number of resorts that have access to that perk. It's not as valuable as it used to be. So if you're rope dropping as part of that large group, you're competing against a ton of other people. If you're arriving as part of the general entry people who aren't staying in one of the resorts that qualify, you're really getting in line behind a ton of people already, so it's kind of pointless. I recently filmed a video with Quincy. We competed against each other. It was called Rate My Trip, and I made the choice to skip doing rope drop. And I went and ate a breakfast that I really wanted to eat at a nearby resort, Polynesian Village Resort. If you'd like to watch the video, it's right here. And I ended up winning this competition with our judge being RJ because of the fact that I took it easy. I ate a breakfast that was important to me, that tasted good, as opposed to getting whatever I could find here in Magic Kingdom. And I got to ride as many rides as Quincy did, and I got to ride better rides than she did, and I arrived later. She had some awesome experiences with characters that I didn't have because I was waiting in line, but I got to ride these awesome rides, 6 amazing rides that day, and also have an incredible breakfast. And we started our day at exactly the same time. I didn't sleep in longer than her. I just chose to prioritize those morning hours, that really truly that first morning hour, by going to a resort, eating at a quick service restaurant at the same time that other guests were arriving at the park, and that meant there was nobody in there and I didn't have to wait for my food hardly at all. I mean, I paid and it practically came out instantly. This is one of many ways to use your morning time that is different from doing the standard rope drop strategy, which doesn't even work that well anymore. So if you are somebody that likes to get started early, my recommendation is you still use that time to eat breakfast and do other things in the park, but don't take it from the standpoint of years past when you would want to get the biggest rides done in the morning, because too many people will already be in line ahead of you for that to be effective. Use this time now to flip the strategy, get everything low key done. Do Mad Tea Party, do Dumbo, do Barnstormer, do Little Mermaid, do Winnie the Pooh. Like, it's a small world, and get all of these rides done early. You'll be able to breeze through them while everyone else in the park is in line for the heavy hitters like Tron and Tiana's Bayou Adventure and all of the other massive rides and attractions that exist here in Magic Kingdom and in all the parks in Disney World. Don't get it confused and think that you're wasting your time. You're not spending less time in the parks or in the resort. you are spending the same amount of time and potentially getting more done because you are moving around the hours that you're allocating to do certain things, and you're moving around the location of some of those things like eating as well. Number 9, always prioritize limited time offerings. When people find out you're planning a Walt Disney World vacation, they start coming up to you and saying things like, are you going to the Epcot Festival? Did you buy your holiday party ticket yet? Are you going to try that new holiday treat? And these people aren't asking because they care about you. They're asking selfishly because they're trying to live vicariously through you. They're not attending Walt Disney World during the time that you are. These are things that they will miss, and they want you to have these experiences for them. But you're not going to fall for that because these aren't experiences you'll necessarily even enjoy. In fact, you might hate them. Sure, read the description, watch a video about it. We've got tons of them here on All Ears about every first day of festival, every first day of holiday party, all of them. We are always there to cover them every single year. So you can always watch the last year's video to decide if you want to go this year, or if you're planning in the middle of that run, you can see what the first day video was this year. But if it isn't the most magical thing you've ever seen, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's something you have to do. You can graciously accept this tip and say, thank you so much. I'm really going to consider attending Festival of the Arts. But when you're in Epcot, you might decide this is a half day for us and we're going to do Guardians of the Galaxy. And, you know, of course, we've got to do Test Track because it's, you know, our favorite, and Journey into Imagination and Spaceship Earth, and then we're out. And if that's the way that you need to do Epcot this year, that is great. You don't have to go to World Showcase if you don't want to. You don't have to experience the festival. It's there to entice people. It's there to bring people back. It's there to bring locals in. It's there to create something new and different. But I'm not a fan because of Epcot festivals. I'm not a fan because of parties. I'm not a fan because of seasonal food offerings. I'm a fan of Walt Disney World as it exists at all times, regardless of whether there's a special event or a special offering going on at that time. I'm happy with what's here. The infrastructure that's built in, I don't need something that's here today and gone tomorrow. It's fun to try them. I come here practically every day. It does make my life more interesting to have new things to experience all the time. But that isn't going to be the same story for you necessarily, because I bet if you're watching this, you probably aren't coming here every day, because in that case, you'd be getting a lot of Disney World. I almost said way too much, and I don't want to say that that's reality for you, but I think that would be an overload. It seems like that would be an overload of Disney World, but I don't know. I can't put words in your mouth. In any event, I want to empower you to accept the tip with love and say thank you so much, and then do your research on that item if you want to, on that piece of information, and decide, you know what, I'm not willing to spend this money to do something extra that doesn't look like something my family and I would really enjoy that much or get that much out of, or we would rather be asleep. And that's valid. Number 10, there's only one way to do Disney World right. You're gonna hear from your friends and family and from YouTubers and influencers telling you that there's only one right way to do Walt Disney World. And I'm here to tell you that that is very, very wrong. You can get tips and tricks and hints and opinions. I would like to really focus on that word. You can accept opinions from strangers on the internet. You can accept them from friends and family who you trust. And you can look into that and you can integrate those tips and tricks and hints and opinions into your plans. It doesn't mean that you have to run your life by them while you're here, and that if you decide to deviate from those, that it somehow means that you failed. It actually means you're thinking for yourself and you're doing something really smart by creating a Walt Disney World vacation that's actually perfect for you. One thing that people say a lot is that you have to stay on property. And I agree, there's a lot of magic to be experienced when you're staying on property, and there are a lot of perks to it as well. But if you can't afford to stay on property, I think going to Disney World and being able to afford it is magical. And if I can do that by staying at the Holiday Inn Orlando at Disney Springs, which is on property and is a Good Neighbor hotel, which means that you do get access to the park early as well as some other perks, then so be it. Go for it. Do it. There are ways to do Walt Disney World on a budget. I've done videos. I've made this video about budgeting yourself like the most strict budget through to having, you know, kind of a luxurious vacation, and the differences between those options and you know, what those options are. The point is, we just got to get here. This is what we love. You're watching this video because you're either interested in coming to Disney World or you come here a lot and you miss it, and we are here to bring that to you. And I'm so, you know, grateful that I get to be a sort of conduit. Is that what I want to say? I get to be a medium? Is that what it is? Anyway, maybe I'm an avatar. I'm here in your place. In any event, I really hope that you can let go of the idea that there's only one way or only one right way to do Walt Disney World, because it's going to keep you from coming here. And it's going to keep you from feeling fulfilled by the way that you can accomplish coming here. Not everyone is rich or has a lot of money. I am not, and I figured out a way to come here all the time by doing this job. But I want to offer you the idea that there are other ways to do it, and they don't involve spending a ton of money or listening to everything that you hear on the internet or listening to everything your friends, family did while they were here. It's not keeping up with the Joneses. It's getting here and having a magical experience that you create with you and your family or you and your friends. Whatever the case may be, you get here by any means possible and create the experience that you'll remember for the rest of your lives. And I want that for you really, really badly. If you made it to the end, go ahead and put this password in the comments below. And while you're down there, hit like and subscribe. And why not turn on notifications so you'll be the first to know when myself or one of my friends comes out with a brand new video, something we do all week. Why? Because we're serious about fun. This was kind of a serious video, but it's literally serious about coming here and having fun. So we're true to our word. See you next time.